You're trying to come and impress me with your fancy duds there. Very nice.
Billy's coming, yes.
Oh, right, Billy's not here.
Lovely couple. Here's Danny over there. Hey, Danny.
Oh, this looks nice. This is mine. Hi,
I do see them now. I think we were misled a little bit, but you know.
How about a kiss hole? Okay, can I get Dina's mom and dad? That's mom and dad. Okay, that's you. Yeah, it does. I don't know. Anyone here with you? Let's add any significant others and children and nieces and nephews and everybody like that. Anybody else? Let's just get you. Stay right here. Go this way, everybody. Constitution. It's right next to Dina.
Should we start drinking?
Okay, John. Cindy, do you have a husband? I did. All that. We get them all up here. Let's do it. Everyone shoot this way a little bit. Which way? A little bit more. This side, this side. Oh, I'm going to get you to slow down. Okay, that's all right. Keep going this way. Actually, can you go right next to Jon? right there for me. And you like to see. Here we go. Right, right there.
I really hope it's chocolate. This is going to be like have you seen it's coming down. I know why we have this. We can't get rid of it.
It's a joke.
This is really not I want to joke on me. This is on Chris.
Is that allowed? I don't know.
We got you looking good.
The hairdresser said she would make this
We knew what was wrong. This is a relatively new pill. Aimed at
here with Dina and Jon as they express their love and commitment to each other in front of family and loved ones. And it is a celebration for each of them in finding their person worthy of 3 buses. What is a 3-bus worthy person? It comes from an essay that Dina and Jon shared with me, written by Dina's friend, Melissa Berman. The essay describes the love and commitment between Melissa's grandparents. In the last months of her grandfather's life, he had moved into a nursing home. Melissa's grandmother was almost 80 at the time, didn't drive, but navigated Philadelphia's public transportation system to visit him every day. The grandfather often drifted in and out of consciousness. Melissa noted with awe the love that propelled her grandmother to take 3 separate buses every day in all kinds of weather just to be the one to say goodnight to her husband. That's love. And it gave Melissa a benchmark to measure her own relationships, to see if the person she was with was 3-bus worthy, and to ask if this person would take 3 buses across town to say goodnight to her. I think we can all agree that Dina and Jon have found the 3-bus worthy person. Now, in their own words, Jon and Dina will share with each other and us as their witnesses why they chose one another. Jon will go first, and then Dina.
Can you all hear me? Okay. Thank you all for coming. I know some of you came a long way. It's appreciated. We're glad everybody's here. And I am surprised that I am here because I never thought I would be married. And those of you that know me a long time are probably thinking that as well. But then again, I never thought I would meet Dina. Dina is many things. She is smart. She is obviously pretty. She is caring and kind. She is strong. She is fearless, and she is tall. Although she can reach things that I can't, and that comes in handy at times. I never feel short when I'm with her. I always feel luckiest, proudest, and tallest man in the room when she's by my side. I'm going to forget some of this. Oh, you forgot. All right. She does make me uncomfortable in all the best ways. She gets me to try new things, think new ways, go new places I never thought I would. And truth of the matter is, if she wanted to go to the end of the universe, I love her so much I would go to. I would follow you anyway. We did find each other a little later in life than some. But I can't imagine the rest of my life without you. But that alone is not a reason to be here right now. That would be too selfish. The reason why I'm here is because I know we are good for each other. And I know this because we are good to each other. We celebrate each other's successes, the minor to the major, all of them are celebrated as magnificent. We console and counsel each other when we have days that are less than perfect. We don't really fight, however we do disagree. We never go to bed angry. In fact, we never go to bed without making one another laugh. We live to make each other laugh. She is my best friend. I'm not making you laugh right now. I'm forgetting some of it, so forgive me. But I am happy that this is a continuation of our journey through life together. I'm proud of the decisions that we have made as a couple. And I know that today is just another step in the evolution of us. And that is why I'm here right now. I love it.
This is partnership.
I have like 8 pieces of paper here. Sorry. I wrote and discarded about 10 drafts of this. I was going to talk today about how, for many, this is billed as the start of our life together. And while happy and important and significant, today really isn't. I would have then told you how we talked about me moving into Jon's house and how careful a man Jon is, not one to leap on faith, to plow ahead in exuberance, to cross his fingers and hope it will all work out. That's my department. I knew when we had conversations about me moving in that this was a commitment for him unlike any other, and that he had already committed to me. And I knew then that I was committing myself to him as well. So while this day is happy and significant and important in so many ways, our life together started well before this. I was going to talk about what it was like soon after I moved in. Many of you know there were no proper closets in the house, and I had my clothes on the dining room table, hanging from the door frames. I had boxes of socks and underwear on the chairs. Jon and I were sitting across from each other, and I was getting a little panicky and upset about the chaos we were living in. And Jon stood up, came around, and sat next to me. He pointed in front of me to the clothes and all the things, and he said, "That's the problem. You're not the problem, I'm not the problem. That's the problem, and together we can solve it." When he moved next to me, it was so much easier to work together and separate the problem from each other. It was a quiet and powerful act of love and respect, and indicative of so much of his character and how he sees the world, how he sees me. And I can't think of a better person to go through life with than one who wants to solve problems together. I was going to talk about something a minister friend told me years ago. He was talking about Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. You've probably heard them. Love is patient, love is kind, right? And he said, don't commit to anyone until you can put their name in that verse, which of course with Jon I can do. Jon is patient, Jon is kind. He does not envy, he does not boast. He is not proud, he does not dishonor others, he is not self-seeking, he is not easily angered, and keeps no record